Hi, I'm Dylighted, and today I have an interesting decision, playing here as red. My question for you is, what's the best play here in this situation? Here's some context. Orange is at 4 points with 1 development card, blue is at 6 points but he has 5 development cards, and gray is at 9 points with 0 development cards. The other players are offering to trade you to help you take longest road from gray. Now, what's the best decision here? Do you give up your win condition of longest road and let gray keep it, or do you try to fight gray for longest road and build roads yourself? If you don't build roads, what do you do instead? I want you to pause and think about it before I reveal the solution. Now, there's 2 trains of thought that get you both to the correct solution. Here's the more traditional way of thought. The reason why building roads is wrong is because, first off, you can't take longest road from gray on this turn. And if you threaten longest road from gray, he's just going to extend his road, or he straight up wins the game since he's at 9 points. So because of that, you want to upgrade your settlement to a city. But in this case, which one do you do? The 5-8-10 or the 6-5-12? The 6-5-12 is a little bit stronger because you have a sheep port, and this increased sheep production will help you get more flexibility since you have a port for it. So, let's move on to the more complex and advanced thought process. The first thing you have to recognize is longest road is a lost battle. And the reason why is because you have to look at your maximum road length. You only have a maximum of 15 roads. And because as red, you've already spent those 3 roads on the right side, you only have 5 roads left. So, this means your maximum road length on the left side can only be up to 12. So what does this mean for gray? Well, gray only needs to build 1 more road, and if gray builds 1 more road, he permanently locks longest road. Therefore, longest road is out of the question. Some more reasoning why longest road is out of the question. You share a lot of the wood brick tiles with gray, so it won't really matter. If you get a 3, he gets a wood and he gets 3 wheat, and gray can convert that wheat into a brick, therefore locking him longest road. You guys also share a 4 together, and that gives him half a road right there. You also share the 10 brick together, so if the 10 rolls, you can also build 1 road, locking longest road. And gray has a consistency of the wheat port, so if a 6 rolls, he can turn that into a wood or a brick. Or if an 11 rolls, he can still turn that wheat into a wood or brick. By trying to fight for longest road, you're saying that you're putting all your money that only 5s and 8s are going to roll in the next few turns. Even if you somehow manage to take longest road from gray, your maximum road length will still be 12. And gray still has a lot of expansion room to beat you and build 13 roads. He can build the 4-8, or he can build the 4-3, or the 6-11, or the 6-3. Gray has a lot of space to build, while you are going to run out of roads. So, now we know longest road is out of the question, we have enough resources to upgrade to a city. So what do? Do you upgrade the 5-8-10 or the 6-5-12? Since longest road is out of the question, upgrading the 5-8-10 won't really do much for you, since that brick is sort of useless now. All you're doing with that brick is just converting it to whatever you need. And if you're going to try to use the brick as port fuel, the sheep is way better because you have a 2-for-1 port with the sheep. Therefore, upgrading the 6-5-12 is a lot stronger. The other reason why the 6-5-12 is a lot better is because you have to start looking at your path to 10 points. If you upgrade your 6-5-12 to a city, that brings you up to 8 points. But how are you going to get these next 2 points? You obviously want to build your 5th settlement because building settlements for you is easy. But remember, you can't build a 6th settlement since you only have 5 settlements in this entire game. So if your plan for your 9th point is to build your 5th settlement, what's your plan for the 10th point? And this is why the 6-5-12 is so interesting. Is because if you upgrade the 6-5-12, it gives you a plan for your 10th point. Let's think about this. If a single 5 rolls, that gives you 5 sheep. And with the sheep port, you can convert all that to wheat and ore, letting you get a development card. So every single time a 5 rolls, you get a development card. So that's one option for your 10th point. You can go try to buy the development card in hopes for a victory point to try to close the game. The second plan is hoping that 2 5s rolls, and if 2 5s rolls, that gets you 10 sheep. And if you get 10 sheep, you can convert all that to wheat and ore, letting you get a city for your 10th point. Some more reasoning why the 6-5-12 is a better play is because you're upgrading next to the dead player. Orange is sort of screwed. They're at 4 points, they can't get longest road or largest army. Because they're the dead player and can't win, if someone tries to put the robber on the 6 sheep or the 5 sheep, they're a lot less incentivized to do that, because they're really only hurting you. In this case, the bigger threats is gray and blue, most notably gray, since they are at 9 points. So what I see happening is that there's zero reasoning for putting the robber on the 6 sheep or the 5 sheep. Now, let's break this down for every single player. If I'm orange in this position, I'm going to be flip-flopping the robber between the 6 wheat and the 8 ore. Because gray is so close to winning, it has to be between one of those, and blue has 5 development cards, and they could easily steal the game away. Now, as blue, you have to recognize that gray is at 9 points, and blocking the 6 or 5 and not blocking gray at all, that's just giving the game away to gray. So, as blue, you're actually sort of forced to block several bad options. The first option is actually blocking the 6 wheat in hopes of preserving the game. You can also block the 10 brick because he gets a free card every time. You can also block the 3 wheat in hopes of preserving the game, or block the 8 ore in hopes of preserving the game. No matter what for blue, you sort of have to try to block gray, especially when they're at 9 points. You can't just block red and just dump the game to gray, since as blue, you're trying to buy as much as time as possible so you can upgrade to the city and buy more development cards to try to win the game. Another good reason of upgrading the 5, 6, 12 is because there's only orange and me on it. You can't take from gray, who is the clear leader at 9 points, and that's a really big nuisance. So this is another reason why people are less incentivized to block the 6 or 5 sheep. The reason why I wanted to make this video was because of how intriguing this decision is. It's amazing to me that there can be an expert player or a novice player and they can reach the same conclusion but have two completely different thought processes. So, let's learn some lessons from this situation. The first lesson we can learn is that there's only a maximum of 15 roads. You have to keep in mind what your maximum road length is and when longest road has been locked and you have to stop racing for it. This will prevent you from wasting resources fighting a lost cause. The second lesson we can learn from this game is plan your way to 10 points. If you don't have a plan or a path to 10 points and you're building mindlessly, then you're not going to win. You have to think about how you're going to win and close the game. Getting you to 9 points doesn't win you the game. This is why upgrading the 6, 5, 12 is so intriguing, because it offers you multiple paths to victory so you can get to your 10th point. Now, the last lesson we can learn from this game is a little bit more abstract, and it's to recognize table talk. So in this game, I actually made the poor and wrong decision of building roads. And that's because I was heavily influenced by table talk by the other 2 players. The other 2 players were influencing me saying, you have to fight for longest road, otherwise gray will win the game. But at that time, I didn't recognize that they were using table talk. I find the best way to combat table talk is before you make any decision, just take 30 seconds to think about it and ask, is this really the best move for me? I'm Dylighted, and I hope you learned something.